been told to talk about the TLEX program, which stands for Transformational Leadership for Excellence. And I really hope that I can do justice to the grandeur of this program and achievement. This program has been developed by the International Association for Human Values, Geneva-based foundation. And it is maybe interesting for you to know that this is the founding organization, really, of this idea of having the World Forum for Ethics in Business. It was in the beginning called Corporate Culture and Spirituality and began in India. Was then brought in 2006 to the European Parliament. And what the International Association for Human Values does is two things. One are the leadership offerings, really for all segments of society, and then using also some of the resources generated through that to make a difference to service projects in today more than 100 countries around the globe. And the founder is Sri Ravi Shankar from India. Just for you to get a glimpse on the projects, you could see more on the homepage. They're really beautiful. Up to 350,000 prisoners, inmates have taken the program so far. Now, what could this TLEX program have to do with our discussion on ethics in business? I would like to just give one stream of thoughts to refer to that. We have been talking a lot today about systems, rethinking capitalism, and obviously every organization has plans, visions, strategies, has structures and systems in place to move forward. And that's maybe just the tip of the iceberg. And what is much more difficult to see is what is below. And that's really the culture. These are individual habits, attitudes, traditions, feelings, fears, values, belief systems, which then create a social system. And there is a good old saying which says, culture really eats strategy for breakfast, very easily. Could that be why 9 out of 10 strategies, as some people say, fail when we want to implement them? Well, what happens if the individual doesn't really own that vision? I think we have been referring to that. It could be in the topic of a CSR initiative, which is not really owned. It could be also an initiative to combat corruption, which is just a lip service. Or it could be any corporation which would like to reach the goal, but maybe the employee doesn't really carry it inside, doesn't have the skills, feels stressed, feels a certain burnout. And that really could then create a dysfunctional and non-adaptive team. And how should such a non-adaptive team really be successful in their strategy? So the TLEX approach really is to say, hey, the organizational goals suffer very much when the individual wellness and the team connectedness suffers. So therefore, we really focus in our work first and foremost on the individual, to say that, hey, if I cannot lead myself, how am I supposed to lead others? So self-management is really on the bottom of it. If I'm so stressed and so fearful and so feverish, this is what I'm going to share. So what can I do to really use my full potential? So the first step would be about connecting to myself. And the second then, from that space of centeredness, which really we could say is also the space in which we are naturally good. From that space, when we then enter to connect, suddenly a very safe, trustful space is possible to achieve. And that's the objective of the second pillar. What is really the mechanism of trust? How can we establish trust? And when out of that trust, a team really lives and feels and owns a vision, suddenly the results could be very different. When that individual inspiration is there, the soft skills are there, of course, the personal skills. And it was very impressive this morning when we asked, what are the key qualities in the workshop? What are the key qualities of a good leader? Well, in our workshop, 95% of the qualities which were shared were simply personal skills. But then we also identified that 95% of the curriculums are focusing on professional skills. So is there a gap? We felt yes, and that was really in our workshop very interesting, the beginning of a discussion, how can we foster that? Because when that all is there, we have functional teams, we have a connectedness, and we can really implement our strategy. So TLEX believes that's really the key. And I really want to, at this point of time, congratulate also the team of the International Association for Human Values. I see here Noor Franken, and I would ask her to get up. She is with the team of the International Association for Human Values really carrying a huge amount of the weight still of this conference, we have to admit. And yesterday, it so happened that the van with all the materials, the awards, and all the program books got stuck for hours. So suddenly we were told these are arriving by 10 o'clock in the night. So by 9 o'clock, I saw Noor and the team, some 20 volunteers. And I thought they will be maybe tired and depressed and whatnot. They were celebrating. They were happy. They were in good spirit. They were asking, what can we do for you? I felt this is a true example of owning a vision and therefore not even being tired when we work so hard. And of course, we could say that is easy in NGOs. Maybe so. But if in the private sector, a little bit from that we could gain, what an incredible leap that would be. And to support that is really the aim of TLEX. And we have worked with some 300 organizations. And the last 30 we have evaluated. And we really saw a connection between individual benefit, here higher energy level, clarity of mind, reduction in stress, and then, in fact, organizational behavioral change. Strong team connectedness, but also a strong growth in the organizational performance and changed paradigms in terms of leadership. So that's, in a few words, what TLEX really would like to do. And, well, we are here for you to tell you more. Good.